Hola, buenos días. ¿Me escuchan? Hola, buenos días. Mm, este, ustedes no pueden hablar, ¿verdad? Ok, pero sí, 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 ya lo vi, gracias. Pero no están nadie ha entrado del corporativo, ¿verdad? Ya empezaron a grabar, pero se ve que no hay un segundo, un segundo. Ok. Vamos a esperar un momento, ¿eh? Elisa, hi. Good morning. Elisa? You hearing me?
¿Sí?
Hola.
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 Okay. Is my
Begin
mic on?
and Elisa
Yes. Can you hear me yet?
is ready?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. I
Yes.
heard.
Okay.
Yes.
Is
Okay.
Veronica in? Have we got Veronica on board today?
No, so
No.
hi, it's Virginie. I'm
Hi,
not sure to
Virginia.
see you. Yes, she just asked us to launch this meeting today because we are having another event in parallel. But I guess that's Juan. You are taking care of this one, isn't it?
Juan, are you there? Can you
Hi.
turn my camera on?
Yes. 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 Hi.
Okay.
I
So
was
I guess
having-
that we have to add you as a presenter.
yes, that would be good.
Please. Oh,
Yeah,
yes. Yes.
I can't turn it on from this end.
Yes.
It's always fun, isn't it? Trying to turn everything on. Here we go. Here I am.
Hi, Elisa.
Can you see me now?
Morning. Okay.
There we go.
Thank
Hi.
you. All right.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Please. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Please.
Okay.
Please
Now
start
I've got
when you like.
Sure. I've got the
Okay,
share button. I can go and find my slides now.
Thank you.
I'll just load them. Give me a moment. I hope everyone is well and enjoying their learning week.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes. Learning with the
Good.
after meeting. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Okay. It's
Okay. Thank you.
no problem. It's great fun. It's good fun. I enjoy these webinars. All right. Can you see my slides? Have they turned up yet?
No. Yes. In this moment, yes. Thank you.
Yes. Good.
Okay.
Things are going
Good.
well.
Okay. Go ahead.
I believe that your topic for this session is called innovation. And
Yes.
within this topic of innovation, we're going to talk about the future of global work skills. So how is this topic of technology and innovation going to affect our future of work? Okay, which is what our topic is. And of course, we're going to be looking at the language. So here goes. Let me see if I can move through. Yes. Today's aims are to describe and discuss some key skills that will be valued even more in the global work environment in the future. And in our language focus, we're going to develop some vocabulary, some phrases, and some idioms for discussing and describing these work skills. And we will practice using some common collocations. Collocations are words that often go together, and they help to make you sound like a more natural English speaker. For example, we might say, "Oh, there's been a very big rain." But in English, we don't say big rain, we say heavy rain. That's a common collocation, heavy rain. You see? Can everyone see my slides? Give us a thumbs up if you can. I can't see your pictures today. Excellent. Hernandez. Great. Good. Great. Thank you. I can't see your faces today, so you're going to have to do lots of thumbs up and chatting in the chat box to respond. and we'll see if we can have a great discussion. As always, you are welcome to ask questions at any time, okay? Great. You can chat in the type. Type in the chat. There's a typical tongue twister. You can chat by typing in the chat box, or you can raise your virtual hand and then Virginie or Juan will turn on your microphone and we can speak. Okay, so let's go. I've got a lot of reading today, so listen to how I pronounce things and read along with me. Here we go. The world of work is changing. Have you noticed? While automation in manufacturing and mechanization of agriculture has changed the work of previous generations, we are experiencing the growing adoption of artificial intelligence in our workplace. So tell me, do you think that automation and AI or artificial intelligence is something we should be worried about? Or do you think the technologies will just change the jobs we have and not replace them? So in the chat box, tell me whether you think your answer to this question is A, yes, we need to plan for an automated future, or no, new technologies will just bring new and different jobs. Tell me what you think, A or B? Ramirez, Leonardo, Juan, you're all very optimistic. Gregor's, Claudia, look, you're all optimistic. You don't think we need to plan for an automated future? Great. I love your optimism. Let's try some more questions. So do you think your job is at risk of automation? Yes, no, possibly. Or 3, do you think your job will be affected by AI in the future? So in the chat box, type 2, A, B, or C, and 3, A, B, or C. But processes will be more on monitoring jobs in the future and services instead of work hard with our own hands. Yeah. So even more mechanization. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so Yvonne, you say that you think your job will be affected by AI in the future. Do you think you could turn on your microphone and tell me a bit more about that? Would you like to tell me a bit more, Yvonne? Virginie, do you think you could turn on Yvonne's microphone?
I'm looking for it.
Our technological challenges.
Yeah, we are having quite a large number of people and...
you have to find them. Yes. We have over 50 people in the group. Welcome, everyone.
I think I have allowed the micro.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Eva. Have I got your name correct? Hello. Can you speak?
Yeah, but I think it's turned off automatically. But I would try to explain briefly.
Yes.
But I think it will be affected by AI because it's gonna be running all the time, and some of my tasks about reviewing stuff will be done automatically by AI on real time.
Yeah. Okay. So you're doing some reviewing that you think is going to be affected by, to be enhanced, perhaps. Yeah. Okay. If you're working with text material, that could well be the case. This has happened very recently, don't you think?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Automation is helpful, but AI is way more powerful, so probably it's gonna change the game in the future.
That's right. That's right. And we're not quite sure how it's going to change the game, are we?
Yep.
It's interesting. When this lesson material was first developed, they only talked about automation. So when I saw the slides in the last few days, I thought, no, I have to update this. We need to talk about AI as well. Well done. Thank you, Ivan.
You're
I've
very
got
welcome.
another question. I've got another question for you. Back in 2017, a study of 46 countries and 800 occupations by the McKinsey Global Institute found that up to something percent of the global workforce will be affected by automation by 2030. Which do you think it is? Is it 7%, 20%, or 50%? In the chat. Yeah?
I mean, I will say it's about 20% because it's mostly related to repetitive work.
Nice. Well
That's something
done.
that can be solved by
Yeah, you are spot on there. Well done. Well done. Did the others think that too? Quite right. Ivan's telling us about the repetitive work. Yeah. Ah, yes, absolutely. Goliath, have I said your name correctly? In 2017, 7, but in 2024, it'll be 50%. Possibly, because looking at this, I thought 2017 study is now too old. That's already 7 years ago. So let's go a bit further. In the 2017 report, they were talking about automation and said that this was something that would affect us in our lifetime. But the pace of technological development has since increased, and it's increased very rapidly, hasn't it? Now, in a 2023 report, it says AI is set to cause significant changes in the job market over the next decade. Significant. We use that when we mean quite a big number, an important number, a number that actually, an amount that makes a difference. So we talk about that with statistical significance as well. According to this report, AI will lead to around 12 million occupational transitions by 2030, meaning 12 million people will need to change their work. That's quite a significant number. Workers must adapt to these changes, and support from businesses, educators, and policymakers will be crucial in facilitating a successful transition. Aaron, good question. It possibly did. I didn't have time to read the whole report, but I have put some links down here, and you can browse the McKinsey site to look for these reports. I do like to try and find the source of our information, so I always try to put that there. Good question, Karen. What kind of jobs? So that's something we can think about today and discuss. So if we need the support from businesses and educators and policymakers, oh, good. Good, I'm glad the link works. My role in here is an educator. So my task is to help you with the language to talk about this kind of thing, which is what we're going to do today. This is affecting us now. So let's talk about some of the key skills to keep us relevant in the future. Don't worry about making mistakes when you're speaking English, because even native speakers do it. I mixed up some of my sounds. Here are some words that describe some skills from 1 to 7. And I've got some descriptions here on this slide and the next slide. See if you can match up read the description and tell me which skill it is. So in the chat, put A and then the number. Which do you think it is? A, have the mental agility to solve problems quickly and creatively. Which skill do you think that is? You might have to read quite a few of them. If you can work out which one belongs where. It's quite a tricky task. A belongs with okay, I think what you're doing is you're going 1 and you say that A belongs with it. Tricky, isn't it? I think you've been tricked because it has the word creatively in here. Ooh. Think about it carefully. Mental agility. So we're talking about something to do with the brain, being able to move and decide things quickly. Which word in here is associated with the brain? Is that a clue? Mental agility, brainy. Let me help you. Here we go. Nice, nice, well done, Jose. Cognitive flexibility. Yeah, cognitive refers to the action of your brain. Yeah, great, well done. It'll get a bit easier after this. Okay, B. Which one do you think belongs with B? The capacity to use logic and reasoning to examine an issue or problem and to consider various solutions to a problem and to weigh up the pros and cons of each approach. I have to think about which of these solutions is the best. I need to think. What have we got? B with number. These are quite tough. Critical thinking. Our ability to use logic and reasoning is considered critical thinking. C, the ability to join the dots with some different information and use all the ideas to present something new, to create something new. It's my little tip. So C goes with, if you create something new, if you're artistic, you're able to take all sorts of different bits of information and you come up with something new, you have a very nice, there we go, that's the one. Oops, come on. Creativity. Yeah. Okay, D. Being aware of other people's strengths and weaknesses, their personal characteristics, their culture, and the ability to work with a range of different people. What kind of skill is this? Nice, you're quicker now. Social skills. But look, we've got 4 left over. And another 4 descriptions. Okay. Here we go. The capacity to tune into human emotions, to be able to control your own behavior despite your internal feelings, and to handle interpersonal relationships empathetically. Nice. This is emotional intelligence. Okay. F, the ability to understand and use numbers and data and find actionable insights to inform business strategies and decisions. Have a quick look ahead and see which one fits where. The ability to step into the shoes of users and think about what they value, fear, or dislike, and develop new products or adapt services to future-proof their company or brand. And the ability to use computers for information management and or communication in areas such as programming or artificial intelligence. So maybe, we've got an 4 for H and a 8 for G, which means this one must be decision-making skills. Nice process of elimination there. Well done. Very well done. Okay, so we've got 8 skills that we're going to talk about. Do you think some of these skills are more important than others? Do you think these are all equally important? Or are some more important than others? In the chat, tell me what you think. Ivan thinks they're all equally important. Does anybody else have any other ideas? Everardo, you think number H is important, the service-oriented outlook. Maybe you could tell me why. C, social skills are important. Yep. Can you tell me why? See if you can explain. If you'd rather talk, just put your hand up and Virginia will turn you on. She's going to be looking in a hurry. Uh-oh. All important, but D. Interesting. Juan. That's my man, you've got the answer. And Karen, depends on the need. It depends on the situation, depends on the need. Absolutely. So when somebody's saying the service-oriented outlook is important, for them, in their job, they're working with customers. That's quite clear. Yeah. And somebody who says social skills are working with a group of people. Nice. Nicely done. It depends on the need, absolutely. Or combinations of them. Obviously, the more of these skills, the more flexible we are, the more tasks we're going to be able to do easily. Most people don't have all of the skills. Some of us have people skills, some of us are more digitally orientated, or we have a technical way of thinking. That's why it's always good to work in a team so that you can all contribute your skills. Here's some critical thinking for you. Have a look at the 2 descriptions down here of emotional intelligence and social skills. Do you think there's a difference between these? And could you describe it? Now I'm really challenging you. You think? What do you think, Juan? Do you think there's a difference? Emotional intelligence, social skills? Emotion. Juan is saying emotional intelligence is inside social skills. It's a part of it. That's an interesting way of thinking about it. Does that mean if you have good social skills that you necessarily have emotional intelligence? Ah, nice. Ivan, you're getting really quite in depth now. So the emotional intelligence is the capacity to hold back your own thoughts and feelings. Or maybe social skills is inside emotional intelligence. Maybe it is. They're clearly related, aren't they? But there is a subtle difference. Absolutely. Good thinking, guys and gals. Okay, here's an even more challenging one for you. What about the difference between critical thinking skills, decision-making skills, and cognitive flexibility? You think these are the same or different? I can hear you thinking. Nice. Nice. I think they are correlated. Lucia. Nice. Excellent answer. They go alongside each other, correlated. Brilliant. They're not quite the same. Some people have cognitive flexibility. They can think quickly. They're agile in their thinking. Others might take some time to think deeply about things, but then they can see insights in the data that maybe the quick thinker didn't see. And critical thinking, actually using that logic. These are the problems, these are the solutions, this is the context. These are different kinds of skills. All these skills are related. But if we pick them apart like this, we can start thinking about how we can raise our critical thinking skills, or what is most important for our job or for our industry, so that we stay relevant. Personally, I think people skills are always important, especially in this world of global teams and global interaction, where we need to be able to converse with people who speak a different language, having the emotional intelligence to be able to think, oh, I didn't quite understand that. Maybe they see the world in a different way from me, instead of just reacting from your own point of view. Let's make it a little bit easier. We'll think about some ordinary jobs. And thinking about automation for a start, which of these jobs do you think are most likely to become more automated in the future? In the chat, put the A, B, C, D, etc. Oh, nice, Emilio. Well done. Well done. Critical thinking is analyzing, decision making is doing, and cognitive flexibility is learning experience. I do like that. Nice, Emilio. Okay, what have we got? Some jobs being automated. Okay, nobody's putting A. We don't think that'll be automated. B, probably. We've already got sort of delivery things happening, haven't we? How many of you have had to go and pick up your parcel from a parcel depot where you just put in the code and you take out your parcel? No driver that I've seen. Yeah. Teacher, do you think teacher's going to be automated in the future? Maybe. Some of you are saying gardener. Maybe the gardener will use more power tools. Maybe that's true. Rogelio, you're saying accountant. Yeah, that's possible. Processes, and definitely factory worker. These are the ones that the McKinsey report thinks are most likely to become automated or even more automated in the future. We're not going to have robot police for a little while, I hope. What do you think might replace these jobs or parts of these jobs? What do you think might replace delivery drivers? Already starting to happen in some places. And what do you think will replace parts of an accountant's job? Evolution. That's an interesting, Emilio. Tell me more about that one. Autonomous cars, definitely. The technologies, yep, definitely the technologies. What about the flying version of autonomous cars? Yeah, drones, here we come. Drones, computers, and robots. Indeed, it's already happening. We have many factories where robots are putting things together. Okay, thinking about, thinking about the 4 jobs that McKinsey report says are least likely to be automated. Which skills do you think these people need? Nice, Miguel. Automation. Yes, automation of all sorts of processes. So thinking about the 6 skills, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 skills, the 8 skills that we looked at before, which ones do you think a doctor most needs? What are the top skills that a doctor must have? Emotional intelligence, absolutely. Yeah. Any others? What else? They probably need more than one skill. Let's give them a few more. Decision-making skills, yeah. That's right. Doctors shouldn't make something based on their emotions. They do need to consider the patient's emotions, don't they? Yeah, now we're getting a selection. Emotional intelligence, social skills. We all like a doctor who is able to talk with us, yeah. Critical thinking, decision-making, cognitive flexibility, and a service. Absolutely. I would include the service-oriented outlook as well. You want to think about what your patient feels. Absolutely. Empathy. Most definitely empathy. Interesting that digital capabilities when working with the diagnoses of a disease, perhaps. Quite right. Quite right. I agree with you. What about a teacher? What kind of skills does a teacher need? Which letters shall we assign to the teacher? Also emotional intelligence, creativity, C, B, and A. Social skills, emotional intelligence, creativity. Absolutely. And perhaps some critical thinking. And some, you're quite right. These days, I definitely do need digital capability. Oops, Gardner. A, B, and D. Creativity, emotional intelligence, and digital capabilities. Oh, bless you, Roman. You have a lot. Thank you. It's very nice of you to say so. And creativity to create good classes in the world with all the knowledge open for everyone. Absolutely. It's quite a challenging task being a teacher, but it's a challenge I enjoy. Nice. Well done. Well done. There's such a big group of you. I can't wait for everyone to answer, but absolutely, I'm very happy that you're all joining in. Okay, let's think about a gardener. How many of you have a garden? And what kind of skills would your gardener need? What do you think your gardener needs? Ivan says creativity is most important. And Domingo says emotional intelligence and social skills. Right, you want a gardener who can actually talk to you, ask what you want, and be able to create something. Yes. So service oriented. A and creativity, and H. I quite agree. I would have put a C in there as well. Okay, now the tough one, police officer. What skills should we assign to the police officer? What do we think he must have? She or he? Habits. Definitely emotional intelligence. Absolutely. That's the top one on the list, isn't it? I thought we might say that. Yeah. Social skills, decision-making skills. I would hope they have a bit of critical thinking as well. Yeah. Now, who was it earlier who was saying, several of you back there, Domingo, Fatima, and some others all said that they thought these people also needed digital skills. I agree. I've put digital skills by all of them because that's just the world we work in now. We're either having to look things up online or we're having to put information into computer packages and apps. We have to use our phones to communicate. Everybody these days needs some digital capability. So let's think about the AI side now. If we think about these 4 jobs that are least likely to be automated, how much do you think they will be affected by artificial intelligence? Do you think this is likely? Is it already happening? Is it a good thing? What kind of artificial intelligence could be useful here? Let's start a discussion. What do you think? How will artificial intelligence affect these jobs? So, Emilio, you think the first three are likely to be affected by artificial intelligence, but maybe police officer not so much. Claudia's saying definitely the doctor. You're thinking of artificial intelligence as helping in diagnoses and finding out problems, maybe diagnostic testing. Jessica thinks all of them. Claudia says teacher. Absolutely. I have resisted using ChatGPT, but then I discovered that I can use it to save me time and generate sentences using specific words. Learning platforms. Absolutely. Interesting. The police cars here in Canada have cameras with AI, which can read the plates of our cars automatically. I didn't know that. I thought they had some digital kind of process. Electronic machines capable of carrying out surgeries. Roman, interesting. It depends, I guess, whether the machine is robotic or whether it's making decisions about what to do beforehand. Nice. Yeah. Lots of critical thinking. All to some degree, says one. And to different degrees. Each one of them might use different aspects of artificial intelligence. Well done. Lots of critical thinking going on today. Yep, we can move on. Let's practice some language. We're going to practice some language to describe all of these skills we've been talking about. Here are some phrases and words. Requires, develop. Put myself in the shoes of. Adapt, stands out. To think on your feet. To weigh up. And to approach. These all fit in our sentences. Your task is to fill the gaps. Number 1. I love working with people. Part of my job, something, leading a team. What word goes in 1? A. 1A. Part of my job requires leading a team. This involves finding people's strengths and weaknesses and helping them to develop professionally. Yay! Nice one. Well done. Number 2. Great work, everyone. Well done. Number 2. I have a lot of experience in solving problems. The decisions we make can affect a lot of people, so I have to something the possibilities carefully. A little bit of variation here. Some of you are saying develop the possibilities carefully. I think it's a better option. Well done, Roman. And Jess, Gregor, and Jose. We need to weigh up the possibilities. If we weigh something, we check out how heavy it is. Maybe this one's heavier than this one, okay? So, is this a good idea Or is this a good idea? We weigh up the pros and cons. Got it? Okay. To weigh up the possibilities carefully. We call this a phrasal verb. It's usually a verb with a preposition, and they have a particular meaning when they're stuck together. Yep. To weigh up is one of them. I'm trying to think of another example of a phrasal verb. To run out of. If we run out of something, it means we don't have any left. Oh no, I have to go to the shop. I have run out of eggs. Okay, so that's phrasal verbs for you. Like to balance. Absolutely. Yep. Well done. Number 3. I have to something problems differently. I'm able to find inspiration from old ideas and turn them into something new. Something that, nice, you're getting quick. Yeah, I have to approach problems differently. Nicely done. And something that stands out from our competitors. If something stands out, it means it shows more. We're different from our competitors. Yeah. Well done. Number 4. In my job, you have to be able to. Things change fast, and you need to be able to something your processes quickly and efficiently. Have a look what's left. Things change fast. That's the clue. In my job, you have to be able to. What do you think fits in here? Nice, you've heard the saying before. To think on your feet. Well done. To think on your feet means to think quickly while you're working. Respond to things quickly. Things change fast and you need to be able to adapt your processes quickly and efficiently. I think it sounds like we've got a group here who are very good at thinking on their feet. Number 5, I'm constantly on the lookout for new ideas to improve our business. I try to, there's not so many choices left. Well done. Put myself in the shoes of the customer. I try to imagine their needs and develop my ideas around that. Well done. We're going to think about these sentences a little bit more in the next slide. Okay. These all describe people using certain skills. Think about the 8 critical skills we thought about before, but some of them could be used twice. Some of these descriptions can have 2 skills. Which skills go where? Let me see. We had emotional intelligence. We had digital capability. Can you think of them all? It's quite a memory trick. We had cognitive flexibility. I really like working with people. Part of my job requires leading a team. This involves finding people's strengths and weaknesses and helping them to develop professionally. Yeah. Number 1 needs some social skills. Yep, and we can put some emotional intelligence alongside that because we were talking about before how closely they're related, or maybe one's inside the other part of it. We're overlapping. Social skills, emotional intelligence. I've made a Venn diagram out of my fingers. Nice. Yep. Okay, number 2. I have a lot of experience in solving problems. The decisions we make can affect a lot of people, so I must evaluate all the information and processes and weigh up the different possibilities. What kind of skills are these? In number 2. Oops, I've got a little wheel going around. Come along. You hate it when the technology slows down. Come on. Can you see my little wheel? I've frozen. Oh dear. Oh, there we go again. Phew. I worry when the little wheel goes around. Well done. Critical thinking and decision making. You could see me through that. Oh, that's okay. Good. I'll keep going then. Number 3, what do you think is the critical skill there? Nice. We're on to that. Number 4, thinking on your feet. Being able to change. Something about being flexible. Can you remember that one? Something flexibility. Do with your brain. What was that word? Making the cogs in their work. Yes, that's the one. Cognitive flexibility. Nice. I'm constantly on the lookout for new ideas to improve my business. I put myself in the shoes of the consumer and imagine their needs. What kind of outlook is this? Who are you most focused on? Service-oriented outlook. Very nicely done. And the last one, I maintain the company's website. This needs to be constantly updated in any glitches. You know the word glitches? A small problem. When we have a little technical problem, we say, oh, there's a glitch in the system. Digital capabilities. Nicely done. You're becoming nicely familiar with these phrases now. Well done. Let's move on because the time is going fast. I think I'm going to skip this one, honestly, because we have done that. And we are running out of time a little bit. Let's have a look at these sentences. Oh, I can't skip the previous one without skipping this one. Okay. Sorry. I apologize. Let's go back. This is the collocations one. Some words go together, like seek out, but there are things in here that we will seek out. Do we seek out problems? Not usually. What is it we seek out? Nice. Solutions. And sometimes alternatives. What do we show? What kind of emotions do we show? We should show and true, we should show empathy. And what else can we show? It means a little bit like, yeah, that's it. Understanding. Understanding is the verb for when we understand. But when we talk about to understand is the verb, but we can turn it into a noun. And we can describe it as a noun by saying, the understanding I have. Yeah? So when we show understanding, we show that we're capable of understanding. You see what I mean? I understand you, but I'm going to show you understanding. I can show you that I can think about the way you feel. It's a slightly different way of using that word. We evaluate. What do we evaluate? situations, alternatives, solutions. We can evaluate a project. Absolutely, all of those. We deal with, what do we deal with? We deal with problems, or a situation, or an issue. Yeah. And we approach, what can we approach? We can approach a project, an issue, or a problem. Yeah. With a certain mindset, I hope. We can approach a project, yeah. Yeah, we can approach a project with a real go-get-it attitude. Let's going to make this a great project. We're going to analyze. We're going to analyze information. Yeah. We can also analyze problems. We can analyze issues, solutions, and alternatives. But very often we're analyzing information in order to come to a solution. To analyze means to look carefully at and work out the details. What do we want to solve? Problems. We solve problems or issues. And adapt to? I don't mind having a question at all. Does thinking on my feet be related to being down to earth? No, that's a different saying. I think the saying is something like you're really grounded or you've got your feet firmly on the earth. Okay, that's slightly different from thinking on your feet. It's a different one. Oh, good question. These sayings often have the same kind of phrases in them, and then you think, oh, is that the same thing? Not necessarily. Yes, Claudia, we adapt to different situations. Nicely done. Okay, so now we're going to put these, I'll put the hint over here. Number one is I feel I approach projects flexibly and nice, well done. And seek out alternative solutions to problems. My what? Oh, I think maybe social skills I didn't have in there. Sorry, my apologies. And ability to show. Oops. I don't have it in the list. Empathy and understanding. My hint list is not very helpful. I'm sorry. Nowadays, it is very important to something issues and what are we up to? Numbers 5 and 6. They should be in here. Nowadays, it's very important too. You're saying 9. You want to say think critically, aren't you? But critical thinking is a noun. It's a thing. It's a type of thinking. The structure of the sentence with to means we want a verb in there. Okay. Nice. We want to deal with, quite right. That could grammatically fit. And Romain says evaluate. We want to evaluate issues. Nice. And analyze information carefully. There's 2 verbs we wanted in there. Good thinking. Let's try the last one. I believe now we've got number 9. I mean, one of his strengths is Critical thinking. Yeah, that's the one. I always try to something to new situations. You know that one? Yeah, you do know that one. And something problems effectively. What do we do with problems? We solve them. Indeed, we do. Well done. I put the hint in at the last minute, and I'm sorry, I didn't quite finish it properly. Let's recap. Here are some phrases for describing skills. My job requires. So then you can put any of the skills you want after it. My biggest strength is. So if you're going to a job interview, you would use some of these phrases. My job requires that I think critically. My biggest strength is my emotional intelligence. I have a lot of experience with digital capabilities. In my job, you need to be able to think on your feet. I always try to put myself in my client's shoes. I always evaluate things carefully. Sometimes I have to approach a problem differently to find a new solution. I need to be able to adapt to new situations. I'm always on the lookout for new ideas. As a teacher, I'm always on the lookout for new ideas. Anytime you give some feedback, I will listen. So if you have some new ideas for what you want in your English forums, always let me know. And I like to be creative and make sure we have some ideas that stand out. Well done, everyone. If you want to prepare for the future, you could. Oh, my steps are being very slow. I'm hoping they'll all turn up at once. You could do some research. You could develop your future skills. So think about some of these things we've talked about today. Find a way that you could practice them or just become more aware of them. Work with people. Robots are never really going to replace people, I hope. So work out how best to work with them. Work with the technology and the IT development. Stay ahead of the trend. Be interested in your job and pay attention to any developments coming along. And last but not least, learn another language. Remember, while computer software or AI might be able to translate languages at a fairly good level, it'll never replace human face-to-face conversation. There's something about you and I having a conversation that is just great, and that will always be an advantage. So, well done. You've described and discussed work skills for the future. You've developed your vocabulary. We've practiced using phrases, idioms, and collocations. Do you have any questions? We're only
Elisa
2 minutes.
would be very happy to have feedback from this session. So Juan has posted in the chat the forms. And of course, would like to thank you, Elisa. As usual, it's very interactive, very interesting. We learn a lot within 1 hour. And thank you to our participants also for being so active in the chat. We are sorry that we are 3 minutes behind the time, but I'm sure that it was so effective that we hope to see you in another course very soon.
I will be back next Monday when I'm doing my next one. So if you feel like joining in, absolutely. See you again sometime in the future. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye for now. Bye. Oh, I do love all these little hands and thumbs and flowers. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Hola, Elisa. Gracias. Thank you. En
You're most
Spanish,
welcome, Juan.
gracias.
Look forward to seeing you
Muchas
next time.
gracias. Thank you.
See you
Thank you
Monday.
a lot for your support.
A pleasure.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Virgin, ¿no está? See you. Sí. Please, compañeros, por favor, con la encuesta para que la respondan, por favor. Gracias. Estamos en la otra conferencia, compañeros, para que se pasen ahí.